Corey, Kevin Owens has already been a difference maker thanks to KO last night on Friday Night SmackDown. Sheamus and Drew picked up the win over the Usos to gain the advantage in this match tonight.
Kevin Owens also one of only two men in this matchup who have experienced the hell that is War Games. Could be invaluable.
Next, from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 275 pounds, Drew McIntyre!
Has put his differences with Sheamus aside to join the Brutes tonight.
Spoke to Drew earlier today. His goal remains the same that it's been for months. Roman Reigns. Drew told me tonight I have the entire bloodline locked in the same place with me.
It's appropriate we're in Boston because it's fight night!
And their tag team partners, Butch, Ridge Holland, and Sheamus, the Brawling Brutes!
Who's it gonna be? Who's gonna kick things off?
Well, it appears it's gonna be Butch, and I love this move, Corey, because Butch this is his fourth War Games match.
Butch is the perfect man to start things off for his team. He is unpredictable. Butch is durable. Let's be honest, Butch ain't wrapped right. He's not all there, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Perfect makeup for the War Games structure.
Accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman, Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos, and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns!
818 days, Roman Reigns has held the championship. His cousins, the Usos, 496 days, record-setting tag team champions. The Enforcer, Solo Sikoa, and the big question mark in this match, Corey. Where does the loyalty lie for the honorary Uso Sami Zayn? Is it with the bloodline, or is it with his, well, best friend, Kevin Owens?
I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. If Roman and the bloodline can count on anyone, it's Sami Zayn. It's simply been an effort on the part of Kevin Owens to sow seeds of dissent, to try to make the bloodline split. Try to sow seeds of dissent, and hopefully it'll fall apart from within.
And earlier tonight, Roman Reigns told that man, main event Jey Uso, to be my right-hand man. Do what I say, I'll worry about everything else. And what does Roman Reigns say? He tells Jey Uso to get in the cage to start this War Games against Butch.
Check out Solo, staring a hole through the opposition, and a confident smirk from the Tribal Chief.
So let's talk a little bit about Butch, because he already has an issue with the bloodline, because last night on SmackDown, he had a semifinal match for the SmackDown World Cup to try to earn an opportunity down the road to the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther. But because of a brawl in the back, the bloodline attacked McIntyre and Owens, Butch was distracted, and Santos Escobar picked up the win.
When you catch the attention of the bloodline, it's not something you can pick and choose when it have it affect you. When the bloodline is looking at you, as was the case last night for Butch, you are a target 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, until the tribal chief is happy with how you've been dealt with. Tonight, it's Jey Uso's job to begin dealing with Butch.
So Jey Uso and Butch will go one-on-one for 5 minutes inside the War Games structure. Main event, Jey Uso needs to deal with the frantic, the manic, the sometimes rabid Butch.
What you gonna do? Oh, you in the big boy league now, Butch. And I'm about to get your ass like I got him all. Oh, yeah, yeah. Shit easy.
Butch is trying to draw Jey Uso into that second ring.
Well, Butch has the experience. We talked about this being his 4th War Games match. Special counsel to Roman Reigns at a high-level strategy session in a trendy Boston Steakhouse last night to talk about this matchup tonight, because no members of the bloodline have ever been involved in War Games, as Butch takes out Jey Uso. Why does Heyman know so much about War Games? Well, because more than 30 years ago, Paul E. had his dangerous alliance against Sting's squadron inside a War Games match. So Paul Heyman, oh, look at the joint manipulation of Butch. Heyman would impart some of that wisdom on the bloodline before the match tonight.
This is difficult to watch, and I don't mean to take the attention off of the wise man, because I assure you, Heyman will prove to be an invaluable asset to the bloodline from a strategic perspective. But right now, Butch is just torturing main event Jey.
And he's using the cage as a weapon. Every advantage that Butch has, trying to break the fingers of Jey Uso.
Jey's got to suffer through at least 3 more minutes of this. Oh, God.
Butch enjoying this. Remember, Jey Uso already has the right hand taped. I believe he had some torn ligaments.
If he didn't before, he does now.
Look at the way that his arm, and oh my goodness, and a right by Butch. In like a really sick sort of way. Butch is a joy to watch, isn't he?
No doubt about it. Wouldn't want to be in the ring across from Butch, but I'll happily watch him do what he does. And right now, game completely changed.
You know, there was some fear a few weeks ago that Jey had a broken wrist. It was not the case, but he did fear he had some torn ligaments. And Butch, obviously a student of the game, attacking the right hand of Uso. And in 2 minutes, the Brawling Brutes will have a 2-on-1 advantage because of the win by McIntyre and Sheamus last night.
And the fact that Jey Uso is... Oh, that might do it.
Neckbreaker by Jey.
And the fact that Jey Uso is willingly competing inside War Games speaks to his toughness, because there is not a superstar who has ever stepped inside of War Games, even at 100%, who left at 100%. So you go in there anything less than, you're just asking to be hurt badly.
There's a reason the Usos have held the tag titles for nearly 500 days, the record-setting Usos. And now Jey Uso, working on the left arm of Butch.
Now the tables have turned.
Well, Jey realizes in a minute and a half he's going to be in a handicap situation. It'll be 2-on-1 against Jey Uso, so he's trying to do everything he can to make sure Butch isn't at 100%. You have to wonder what is going through the mind of the undisputed champion, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
That's all you can do, is wonder what's on Roman's mind, because the tribal chief is cool as a cucumber in the heat of battle. That's a great strategist, a great leader.
Well, he also didn't give us any indication of where he thought Sami Zayn, his head is in all this. He just said he looked in Sami's eyes and he knows.
Think about this. Imagine what Sami Zayn said about Jey Uso, that he didn't want to throw Jay off of his game, so he kept some of the details from Jay.
Well,
what if Roman's playing the same game?
Well, you do realize Sami Zayn had 24 hours to think up any excuse he wanted to explain to Roman tonight, right?
So I've known Sami a long time. I don't think he's that sharp.
And Jay now being punished again by Butch. And Butch,
oh no.
he's trying to break the hand and the arm of Jey Uso. And in less than 30 seconds, Butch is going to have some backup.
Does not bode well for the right-hand man. Butch attempting to lock in, I believe, a modified Kimura.
Yeah, and
Jay trying to fight it off.
While Jay can tap out and do whatever he wants, it doesn't matter. The matchup hasn't started until all 10 men are in the ring. Who will join Jey Uso? Oh, and it's Ridge Holland. Of course, the advantage going to the Brawling Brutes, so Ridge Holland comes out now to join Butch in a 2-on-1 situation. And Ridge Holland, they call him Ridge the Fridge. That's Sheamus' nickname for him, the former rugby player. 6'1", 253 pounds.
I've never seen a Maytag move like that, Cole.
Come on.
And now Ridge trying to get Butch back into this matchup. Understanding time is of the essence. They got 2 minutes, 35 seconds to have the advantage against Jey Uso. Jay with an uppercut.
I ran into Ridge earlier very briefly, and I said, Ridge, how are you feeling? This is your first War Games. Are you nervous? He smiled at me, said, absolutely not. I've never been more excited.
He loves to brawl. He loves to fight. Great makeup for the Brawling Brutes.
Great power.
And there he slamming Jay.
Now, Ridge is not a guy who's going to score a lot of style points in the ring. The important thing is whatever Ridge does, it hurts.
And burying Jay in the corner. Ridge Holland, full head of steam.
I gotta question this decision. Yes, it's an effective offensive maneuver, but Ridge has got a long time ahead of him before this match even officially begins.
And now Butch back into the fray.
Gotta conserve energy.
Ridge on the offense allowed Butch to recover a bit. And now Butch and Ridge Holland with a 2-on-1 advantage. Jay doesn't have backup for another minute, 38 seconds. Trying to take out Jay so he can't continue. Oh!
High and
Double
low.
team. Jey Uso sustaining a tremendous amount of punishment. He started the match for his team, and now Butch and Ridge going to both arms.
Butch and Ridge are literally trying to dismantle Jey Uso's body. Starting with the arms, this could get worse.
Isn't that the point?
Yeah, sure it is. It's brilliant. I'm not complaining. I'm just calling what I'm seeing here.
And Butch again working on the already injured hand and wrist of Jey Uso. And look at the way he's bending the fingers and the joints of Uso. Ugh. Jay just trying to hang on for another 40 seconds.
Jey Uso suffering in the other ring. Momentary respite. Here come Ridge and Butch yet again.
Doing what they're designed to do with a 2-on-1 advantage, is continue to torture and punish Jey Uso. In 10 seconds, Jay's got some backup coming his way. And Jimmy Uso chomping at the bit. He can't wait to get to his brother's aid. Well, this is one way to test Sami Zayn's loyalty. Send him into the ring to team with the one member of the bloodline that he hasn't been able to get along with. The one member of the bloodline that has questioned Sami Zayn's loyalty since the beginning, Jey Uso.
Even locked inside the shark cage. The tribal chief still calling the shots. You saw how anxious Jimmy Uso was to join the fray, come to his brother's aid, and now the honorary Uso.
Or Sammy Uso, as the WWE fans in Boston are chanting tonight. Jey Uso back to his feet. He sends Butch into the cage. And now Ridge Holland. And Sami slowly makes his way into the structure. And now Zayn from behind with a blow to Ridge Holland. And Sami Zayn now on the attack of Holland.
Like this aggression from Sami.
Sami Zayn with an opportunity to really prove himself to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline tonight. And Sami Zayn taking the fight now to Holland. Ridge turning things around with a couple of uppercuts. And now Jey Uso and Sami Zayn working together.
To be perfectly honest, at this juncture in the match, I'm surprised Jey Uso has use of both of his arms.
Again, the animosity between Zayn and Jey Uso allowing Butch to recover and make it to the top rope and take out both members of the Bloodline. You got to get on the same page if you're going to survive in this.
Notice how Butch immediately clutched at his left arm after delivering that moonsault. Look at the power of Ridge Holland.
Down goes Sami and Jey. Less than a minute before Ridge and Butch have another member of their team inside the War Games structure with them. For the most part, it's been all brawling brutes so far.
A relatively surprising one-sided affair. Ridge lining up.
Jey moves out of harm's way. Ridge goes off the cage face first.
Jey didn't move. Jey was pulled out of harm's way by the honorary Uso.
Good call, Corey. Sami Zayn saving Jey Uso there as Butch comes back into the fight. Next member will be from the Brawling Brutes to join the War Games. And here comes the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. The two-time WWE champion, former Royal Rumble winner. And this is what you were talking about, Sami Zayn saving Jey Uso.
Right now, I don't know if Sami Zayn can save Jey Uso from the Scottish Warrior. McIntyre stalking both members of the Bloodline.
Met Reigns a couple of years ago at Survivor Series. Many believe should have beaten Reigns in Cardiff Clash at the Castle if not for Solo Sikoa. And now, Sami Zayn and Jey Uso working as a team, going after Drew McIntyre.
Among the many who believe that, Cole, Drew McIntyre himself. Cardiff left an extremely bitter taste in the mouth of the Scottish Warrior.
And Uso sent across the ring to the other side, into the cage. Uso again! And McIntyre having his way with the Bloodline.
Jey Uso ramrodded into the steel cage.
As the clock ticks down to another Bloodline entrant. Oh, and a belly-to-belly throw by McIntyre. McIntyre gonna send Sami Zayn flying across the ring. The power of McIntyre. And now McIntyre with a spine buster to Jey Uso.
I'm feeling pretty juicy right now.
You heard Drew say he's feeling pretty oozy. This is a glance at just why. Look at the distance. Sami Zayn thrown 3/4 of the way across the ring.
Or is he feeling broody, as they said a couple of weeks ago?
That's not quite as catchy.
Nah.
I don't see that fitting on a t-shirt as well as oozy.
And McIntyre, Jey Uso's suffered a lot of punishment. Remember, he started this matchup. McIntyre is going to punish him some more. Trying to head up to the top rope now. Sami Zayn again coming to the aid of Jey Uso. And Ridge makes Sami pay. Now with Drew hung up, Ridge knocked off the ropes. Butch climbs to the top rope.
Right hand from Jey Uso sends Butch back down to the canvas, but look at the core strength.
McIntyre. What an athlete. And Sami Zayn, what a duck under. Future shock DDT by McIntyre. And a kip up. And in 10 seconds, the next man will enter the fray.
Have to imagine.
We'll be back to 3-3 again. Who is going to come out for the bloodline? It will be Jimmy Uso.
Jimmy moving with a sense of urgency.
McIntyre hung up off the top rope.
Jimmy Uso looking for under the ring.
Jimmy Uso pulling on a table. It's Jimmy, Sami, and Jey for the bloodline. Ridge, Butch, and McIntyre for the Brawling Brutes. And yet another table.
We're setting up a Thanksgiving buffet inside of War Games.
If things weren't dangerous enough. A third table from Jimmy Uso.
Again, the bloodline spending valuable time.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Well, the bloodline can ill afford this to happen. They can't be fighting among themselves. Roman looks disgusted. And now Butch and Ridge back into the fight. Not quite sure what Jey wants. I mean, Sami saved him a couple of times already in this match. Jey still obviously not trusting Sami Zayn.
Cole, you know how it is in life when you're really good at what you do and who you are, and all of a sudden somebody else comes into the fray that doesn't quite do things the way you did. There's always an inherent sense of uncertainty. That's perhaps what Jey Uso's experiencing.
Oh! McIntyre slammed into the cage by the tag team champions.
Big right hand rocks the jaw of Butch.
Butch into the cage as the bloodline is now taking control. In a minute, either Sheamus or Kevin Owens will give the advantage back to the Brutes.
Jimmy and Sami working together, erecting some sort of contraption. Big plans for the table in the corner.
Butch, Ridge, McIntyre effectively been taken out of the matchup at this point.
Drew, the bloodline now, Drew! It's the bloodline!
Bloodline just laying waste to the Brutes.
Come on, dog.
And the Brutes will go a man up in 10 seconds. And they desperately need some help in this matchup as McIntyre with a Glasgow kiss tries to fight out of things. Now one to Jimmy Uso as well. Here comes Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens enters his second War Games match. And what is Kevin Owens looking for?
Hopefully cowboy boots. He's got the Dusty Ensemble pretty dead on, but the one thing he's lacking.
Kevin Owens now with chairs sent into the ring. And this is a moment of truth time again for Sami Zayn. Where does Sami stand? Kevin and Sami have been friends for most of their entire lives. And Kevin Owens now unloading with a chair on the Usos. Look at KO go. Oh!
Jimmy Uso spiked on the steel chairs. Clear the deck. Cannonball.
Owens into the corner. Burying Jey Uso. Kevin Owens down to the top rope. Oh my goodness, with a swanton. KO has been called a difference maker since joining the team 2 weeks ago.
Well, much like Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens has had encounters with the head of the table with Roman Reigns in the past that still live fresh in the mind of Owens.
Yeah, 2 years ago, quite the rivalry with Roman Reigns, and now the two friends looking at one another. Ridge Holland, though, going right after Sami Zayn. You heard what KO said last night on SmackDown to Sami Zayn on a number of occasions. They will turn their backs on you. They will get you. Do it before they can do it to you. The words from Owens to Sami Zayn.
Consider the source. Have we ever seen somebody run through friends and allies in this business as fast as Kevin Owens does it? KO is simply trying to get in between the bloodline.
Oh!
And sow seeds of dissent.
And look at McIntyre. The vertical suplex delivered to Sami Zayn. Looking from high above the War Games structure. Chairs, tables. The cage used as a weapon as well. And McIntyre just pummeling Sami Zayn. Jimmy setting up a table. Less than 40 seconds away. Oh! Kevin Owens putting Jimmy through a table. And in 30 seconds, the Bloodline, I should say, I believe the Brutes, will once again have the advantage. And look at Ridge Holland in the corner with Sami Zayn and Butch as well. And now Drew McIntyre.
Currently right now, the Brutes have the advantage by one man. The next member of the Bloodline will even things up. You'd have to imagine it's going to be Solo. I don't see the Tribal Chief stepping in next, but I could be wrong.
We're going to find out right now. And you're right, it's the Enforcer. Solo Sikoa marching his way to the ring.
The street champ, the heavy hitter.
And let's not forget the man who cost Drew McIntyre the Undisputed Championship at Clash at the Castle.
How impressive has Solo Sikoa been since bursting onto the scene at Clash at the Castle? Pure destruction each and every time Solo competes.
Solo goes right after Ridge Holland and now turns his attention to Butch. Butch in the fight with Solo as well.
Oh, man!
Butch turned inside out by a wicked clothesline by Solo. And now Sikoa sending Butch into the cage. Remember, Butch started this matchup, as did Jey Uso. And now Ridge Holland with a number of uppercuts to Solo. Solo gonna turn things around, whip Ridge into the corner. And now Sikoa with Samoan drop.
I mean this with all due respect. When Solo gets going, it's like somebody put a Ferrari engine to a certain Samoan bulldozer. The movements, the impact, it's eerie, it's accurate, and it spells bad news for the Brawling Brutes and company.
Less than 2 minutes until Sheamus will enter the matchup. Kevin Owens and Solo Sikoa, and here we go in between the War Game rings. Slugfest for Owens and Sikoa.
Solo gets the upper hand with a headbutt.
And now Sikoa driven into the cage. And Solo turned right back around and said, come get some more. Super kick by Owens. Solo still on his feet. Another super kick by KO. Solo still on his feet. Owens stomping at the bare feet of Sikoa.
It's clever, it was effective. Does KO have the power?
No, Solo with a backdrop onto the steel.
Malice in the eyes of Solo. Looks down at a fallen Owens and uh-oh, Solo.
Solo Sikoa face to face with Drew McIntyre, who should be champion today if it wasn't for Sikoa. And now McIntyre and Solo unloading on one another. Kick by McIntyre, kick by Sikoa. McIntyre's down.
The ferocity of Solo Sikoa has been unmatched thus far.
The Enforcer really turned things in the Bloodline's favor. Solo gonna back it up, and McIntyre met him with a flying headbutt. And in 10 seconds, Sheamus will join this match. The final member of the Brawling Brutes team. And remember what the Bloodline did to Sheamus. Fractured his elbow. Caused that black eye you saw.
The Brawling Brutes now complete. The boys are back and they're looking for trouble.
Sami Zayn trying to keep the door shut, not allowing Sheamus to get inside the War Game structure.
Smart move by the master strategist.
Well, maybe not. Sami had the door slammed in his face, and now Sheamus, who had a great Survivor Series back in 2015 when he cashed in the Money in the Bank contract on Roman Reigns.
Let's talk about the 2022 that Sheamus has had. I don't know if I've seen a career resurgence like the Celtic Warrior in a decade. Sheamus has been red hot.
Many believe the match of the year against Gunther back at Clash at the Castle. And Sheamus is laying waste to the Bloodline.
Sheamus was forced to make his entry into the War Games cage.
I'm sure not the first time Sami's got a door slammed in his face, but nonetheless, Sheamus off the top rope.
Big double clothesline by Sheamus.
Roman Reigns getting ready. He'll enter this matchup in 1:43 seconds. And then the War Games match will officially begin. Sami Zayn now goes right after Sheamus. Driven into the cage. What do you think of Sami's performance so far?
I'm surprised Sami Zayn has hung in here physically as long as he has, but Sami's been nothing but loyal and proven it over and over to the Bloodline.
And the Brawling Brutes pinning the Usos and Zayn against the cage, and they're not done yet. McIntyre teeing off on Sikoa.
I don't know if I've ever seen the entire Bloodline on the business end of a beatdown like this.
But you're seeing it now. Headbutts by Sikoa, back to his feet, going right after Sheamus. Look at the Samoan drop. Sheamus with a couple of elbows to the jaw, a third and a fourth. Sheamus fighting out of it. Solo looking for the Uranagi with a spinning solo, as he calls it.
Gotta respect the tenacity of Solo Sikoa, just continuing to soldier forward. Sheamus would counter and Solo would try something new.
20 seconds away from the undisputed champion. Roman Reigns entering this matchup. Sheamus trying to climb up the ropes with Solo Sikoa on his shoulders.
There's a lot of man on the Celtic Warrior's back right now.
White noise by Sheamus to Sikoa. And here comes the man who's been undisputed champion for 818 days, who debuted at Survivor Series 10 years ago as part of the Shield, and now finds himself as the undisputed champion, the head of the table, the tribal chief of the Bloodline.
Release the Hound. The tribal chief surveying the scene, the damage.
And now, let the War Games begin!
So now the matchup's officially underway. First team to gain pinfall or submission will win War Games. Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes, all 10 men in the ring.
Jimmy Uso can barely stand. Such has been the brutality of this matchup to this point. But all 10 competitors back on their feet. It's like a showdown at the OK Corral.
Jey Uso and Butch started this matchup. Now the match officially underway. The Brutes head into the ring to face the Bloodline, and here we go. Sheamus and Roman Reigns confronting one another. Oh, and a big uppercut by Roman. And one to McIntyre. And one to Ridge. Now to Butch. And finally to Kevin Owens. Roman Reigns establishing dominance. Superman punch to Sheamus.
There is one man left standing, and it should come as no surprise. This could be the nail in the coffin of the Brutes.
Quick for the spear. Sheamus caught him with a kick. Roman Reigns sent between the rings. And now Sheamus setting up Roman Reigns perhaps for 10 beats to the Valorant. And Drew McIntyre going to help out. Sami Zayn and Ridge and the Usos and everybody involved.
A power struggle in between the rings. Who will prevail? Team Brawling Brutes or the Bloodline?
Corey, are we going to see 50 beats of the Valorant? Oh, more than that, the Bloodline being picked apart by the Brawling Brutes.
We could be here all night.
That's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. And McIntyre with one for good measure to Roman Reigns. Again, first pinfall or submission, Corey, will win this match. Roman Reigns struggling to his feet, trying to fight back against Sheamus. Roman does not want to be in this situation. McIntyre, Sheamus teeing off on Reigns.
Got KO lurking not far away. Unfamiliar territory for the Tribal Chief, being outnumbered.
Yeah, but Roman fighting back. Now with Sheamus up on his shoulders, Sheamus trying to fight out of this, lands on his feet. Oh! Sheamus caught him with a knee. What a collision. Roman Reigns is down, the undisputed champion's down.
And imagine what it would do for the confidence and career of anybody on Sheamus's team to be able to pin or force Roman Reigns to submit inside of War Games. That puts you right at the front of the line for a title match.
No doubt about it. Now Sheamus firing up. Oh, and a brogue kick to Solo Sikoa. Spear by Roman Reigns.
That's
Cover
it.
to win War Games. Hug of the leg. And saving things for the team is Butch.
I have no idea where the hell Butch came from, but Sheamus owes him a few pints. Butch just saved the day for his team. Watch Sami Zayn from behind now.
Yeah, Sami Zayn right in front of the Tribal Chief, going right after Butch.
You know who that is? You know who that is? That's the Tribal Chief! That is the Tribal Chief! You understand who you're dealing with?
Oh no! Butch ducked. Jey Uso caught Sami with a super kick. What do you make of that?
That was happenstance.
Perhaps.
It's friendly fire, all right? It's War Games. The intensity is at an all-time high. It was a miscommunication.
Well, the WWE fans don't see it your way, Corey. You hear what they're calling Jey Uso. And now look at that, the 1D.
Isn't that what they call everyone from Massachusetts?
Cover to win War Games. Ridge breaks up the match and saves it for his team.
Jey Uso
Oh!
jump back and stereo super kicks.
And a spear through the table. Reigns to Ridge.
Here's what went down moments ago. Solo taking the proverbial bullet, the brogue kick.
And then you call this friendly fire. The WWE fans thought differently. but it was followed up by a 1D. And then off the super kick, Roman Reigns with a spear to ridge through the table. And now McIntyre finally gets him some revenge, perhaps, on Reigns. Solo Sikoa again coming to the aid of the Tribal Chief. And now spinning Solo through the table.
Look out!
Stunner! Cover by Owens to win War Games. Roman Reigns said, not on my watch. Remember the rivalry these two had 2 years ago? Kevin Owens said it is far from over. I want another opportunity at the Undisputed Champion.
Many people, myself included, believe that night at Royal Rumble, had it not been for the Wise Man, KO would be champion.
Oh boy! Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens slugging it out now in the War Games structure. Big right hand.
It's like the Habs are in town.
Went for the Superman punch. Kevin Owens went for the stunner. Superman punch by Reigns right on the chin.
We haven't had anyone in Boston throw hands like that since Cam Neely.
Oh, into a super kick as he went for the spear. Kevin Owens went for the pop-up power bomb.
Reigns is down.
Kevin Owens has Reigns where he wants him. Stunner by Owens. Kevin Owens for the win inside War Games. And Sami Zayn preventing the official from counting to 3.
Genius.
Is that enough to prove Zayn's loyalty?
That's your family.
That's my family.
Huh? That's your family. That's your family. That's your family.
Oh, went for the super. Oh! He went for the super kick. Zayn went low with a low blow to Kevin Owens.
How's that for loyalty?
Well, Sami seemed upset with his actions as he went down low to a man that was best man at his wedding.
You gotta do what you gotta do in the heat of battle. Sami Zayn pulled the trigger. It had to be done.
But is he having second thoughts? Is he second guessing himself? Throughout this matchup, he has proven his loyalty to Roman Reigns. To the bloodline. And Zayn's not done yet. A Helluva kick to Kevin Owens. Roman, I will show you where my allegiance lies. Owens is down and out off the Helluva kick, and now Sami Zayn offering Owens as a sacrifice. An olive branch to Jey Uso, who hits the splash and now covers Owens. The bloodline wins.
Here are your winners, the team of Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos, and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns!
Well, Corey, I have to admit you were right. I never thought I'd say this, but Sami Zayn showing his allegiance tonight to the Bloodline and to Roman Reigns. Finally turning his back on a man who has been his best friend for over 25 years, Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn proving his allegiance tonight to the Bloodline, letting bygones be bygones when it comes to Jey Uso, and proving once and for all that he deserves to be in the Bloodline.
Sami Zayn living up to the billing of honorary Uso tonight.
And he is officially accepted into the family. The honorary may go by the wayside.
You may not know who your brother is by their last name, but when you're in battle, look to your right, look to your left. That's family. That's the Bloodline.
And it's an embrace by Jey Uso and Sami Zayn to finally bury the hatchet tonight inside the War Games structure.
Hell yeah.
Sami Zayn proving to Roman Reigns and everyone that, damn it, I am part of the Bloodline. All at the expense of Kevin Owens.